We've all seen it. Homer Simpson lazily typing away at his computer from like 10 feet away. Or Richard Watterson just existing. But have you ever been so lazy that you redirected a ship full of hundreds of people and thousands of tons of steel off course just so you could get the sunlight out of your eyes? No? Are you serious? Well, a thread on Ask Reddit asked Redditors to recount the laziest things they had ever done. Many responses were straight gold. Like this guy, who shot 10 Nerf darts at the light switch to turn the lights off, missed all of them, and resorted to sleeping with the lights on. Or this guy who phoned the restaurant they were at just to get the waiter back to their table. But one response shines above the rest. This is the ultimate act of laziness. Late to the party, but this one is too good to pass up. I was once on a US military ship, having breakfast in the wardroom, or the officer's lounge, when the operations officer, or ops, walks in. This guy was the definition of not a morning person. He's still half asleep, bleary-eyed, basically a zombie with a bagel. He sits down across from me to eat his bagel and is just barely conscious. My back is to the outboard side of the ship, and the morning sun is blazing in one of the portholes, putting a big bright circle of light right on his barely conscious face. He's squinting and chewing and basically just remembering how to be alive for today. It's painful to watch. Okay, so this guy's basically describing me in the morning, but I can definitely say that I've never done what this guy's about to do. But then Zombie Ops stops chewing, slowly picks up the phone, and dials the bridge. In his well-known, I'm still totally asleep voice, he says, "Hey, it's Ops. Could you shift our bar pat? Yeah, 165. Thanks." And puts the phone down. And then he just sits there, squinting, waiting. And then, ever so slowly, I realized that big blazing spot of sun has begun to slide off the zombie's face and onto the wall behind him. After a moment, it clears his face and he blinks slowly a few times, and the brilliant beauty of what I've just witnessed begins to overwhelm me. By ordering the bridge to adjust the ship's back and forth patrol by about 15 degrees, he's changed our course just enough to reposition the sun off of his face. He's literally just redirected thousands of tons of steel and hundreds of people so that he could get the sun out of his eyes while he eats his bagel. I am in awe. So yeah, this guy literally directed a massive ship just to get the sun out of his eyes. No attempt to sit somewhere else. No try at moving his head or swiveling his chair. Nah. I mean, there's no need when you're in charge of an insanely huge ship. He slowly picks up his bagel, and for a moment, I'm terrified at the thought that his own genius may escape him. That he may never appreciate the epic brilliance of his laziness, since he's not gonna wake up for another hour. But between his next bite, he pauses, looks at me, and gives me the faintest, sly grin before returning to gnaw slowly on his zombie bagel. I just wanted to mention one reply to this post that I thought was another great story of laziness. So Gravelpit writes in response, "I sent this comment to my father about 5 years from returning from the Navy. And this was his reply. Actually yes. I have done almost exactly that. But instead of moving the sun, we were sailing back across the Atlantic, and the course we were on was causing interference with the satellite TV while a football game was on, because the satellite receivers were blocked by the mast. So I called and had them change course by about 15 degrees. Typical sailors. Typical sailors indeed." And that concludes the best story of laziness that I have ever read. Inspiring, really. Definitely something to look up to. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like, maybe sub, maybe comment, maybe give your own anecdote of your own laziness, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.